It's simply hard to imagine Henry Wallace or even Aaron Burr doing whatever the equivalent of this would have been in their own times. It's hard to see Dick Cheney doing it later. And you know that the American political scene is in a sorry state when a campaign ad compares one candidate to Britney Spears, and Britney Spears is offended. Our number one story in the countdown, two more uncomfortable mergers between entertainment and politics. Former Vice President Dan Quayle has materialized as a possible contestant on reality competition show Dancing with the Stars, counting on the former VP, still scarred from his own self-inflicted wounds, as a remedy for, quote, low Republican morale, at least according to GossipSauce.com. Airtight as that source might be, Countdown sought independent confirmation when reached for comment. Dancing with the Stars host Tom Bergeron told us exclusively that, quote, if true, it would be the second time a Dan Quayle selection surprised me. Ta-dum-dum. And Obama, as addressed earlier in this news hour, finding himself at the apex of celebrity, topping Britney and Paris on the McCain campaign's own shoddy shortlist. Perhaps of some comfort in the vein of breaking news, Britney Spears' people demanding to be left out. 42 West Public Relations asking, why would we want to get Britney Spears involved in presidential politics? To answer those rhetorical questions and others revolving around this hot mess at the intersection of celebrity and politics, comedian Christian Finnegan, also a contributor to VH1's Best Week Ever. Christian, good evening.
Guten Tag, Herr Oberman.
Do McCain and Obama need to convene some sort of emergency summit now to address this campaign? Because if Britney Spears wants no part of them, they and the American society must be in big trouble.
This is a national tragedy. I think when the candidates release their official platforms, you are going to see policy initiatives aimed directly at winning Britney's support. Things like repealing the child seatbelt laws or universal spray tan coverage and increased investment in fryer-later technology.
Do you expect that other celebrities would step forward to fill this political vacuum left by Ms. Spears? Essentially, she's abdicated this role that's been offered to her.
Yeah, I think that's what civic-minded celebrities have been waiting for Britney Spears to get out of the way. When will Britney stop hogging the spotlight? Don't you think the Jonas Brothers have something interesting to say about the earned income tax credit?
Where did McCain's campaign, by the way, get a list that suggested that the current number 2 and 3 in terms of world fame are Britney Spears and Paris Hilton? Is that not, I mean, I estimated 2005 before. It might even be earlier than that.
Well, I don't know. I mean, if they wanted to be current, they could have also played up Obama's mysterious racial background by going with somebody like Vanessa Hudgens. Who knows what she is? But honestly, we're lucky they got the right decade, because if McCain had written the ad himself, it would have been something like, Barack Obama's like one of these overblown starlets, like Clara Bow or Lillian Gish.
If now we've seen an Obama counter ad to this, but if he went in the same vein and did a sort of celebrity parallel between McCain and some celebrity, who could we then include on that McCain list? Does it start with not just the ones you mentioned, but also like Phyllis Diller or somebody like that?
I was actually thinking Boris Karloff.
Oh, very nice.
But I think if Obama really wanted to slam McCain on the celebrity front, he could just air that clip of Eric Estrada calling him a man's man on a loop, because that was creepy.
One thing about that ad, by the way, purely politically, somebody pointed out to me, anybody notice that it's a shot of an African-American man and it dissolves into two young blondes? Do you think there was some sort of subliminal message in there that was also being presented, never mind the celebrity stuff?
Keith, are you high right now?
No. Straight as an arrow, my friend.
Make sure. Did you ever notice your back of your hand, man? Anyway. Okay.
As you heard here also, the host of Dancing with the Stars himself has heard nothing about the Dan Quayle rumor. This really is one of the most bizarre things I've ever heard. Is there anything truth to it?
All right, look, I'm going to say this once and only once. Dan Quayle is a former vice president and an elder statesman of the Republican Party. Look, I'm sure all this hoopla is very flattering, but at the end of the day, I refuse to believe he's going to risk bringing shame and humiliation to Dancing with the Stars.
And the idea that this might be some sort of public pitch for the Republican Party, like the famous Nixon 10-second appearance on Laugh-In in 1968. How would him doing the two steps fix the Republican missteps, and for that matter, his own missteps from when he was vice president?
Well, I mean, the Republican brand name is in shambles. I mean, people think they are scary, but what could be less scary than an aging white dork wearing a hot pink flamenco outfit? I mean, that's just adorable right there. I mean, he could be like the cuddly new mascot. He could be like the GOP's version of the San Diego Chicken.
That's right. If he doesn't pitch forward off the stage and, injure people in the crowd. Christian Finnegan, comedian and contributor to VH1's Best Week Ever, and occasionally when we're fortunate, Countdown. Thank you, Christian.
Good night, sir.